Highway 16, eastbound. Headed towards Jasper Park. We just turned off of 97. 97's probably about 5 kilometers behind us. Not Highway 97, Highway 5. Highway 5 is about 5 kilometers behind us.
Highways? Not really. We were on 5 all the way from Kamloops. Trying to make me feel better by spewing false facts. But still overcast day. Coming into the mountains. It looks like it might be snowing a bit up there. So I've been playing with my fifth wheel. They IRL fixed it on the weekend, so I can now move it again. When I went through the scale in Cleedon, I was at a quarter tank of fuel. I was just a little bit over on my drives. I'm no expert at moving the fifth wheel around and how much weight it transfers and all that. I'm trying to learn it because I'm so rarely am I overweight that I have to play with that. Now I've got the wider tire up front than your normal big rig would. What are they called? I don't know, it's a centimeter wider than a regular tire. I'm sure I could look that up, but I'm not going to do that right now. I've got it written all over the place. So I can take 5,900 kilograms on my steers, plus I think 200 extra pounds, which would be over 400 kilograms overall on the rig, because I've got an APU in. So,
where are you lost, Dave?
Turn that radio down. Mount Robertson Park. So, if I'm not wrong, I can go 200 kilograms over on the steers and 200 kilograms over on the drives and still be okay. So I moved the fifth wheel halfway between the front and the back. Okay. What I'm doing is changing the center of gravity. So imagine a teeter-totter, or a board, the actual teeter-totter, moving that board left and right on the teeter-totter, it'll change the center of gravity. So I'm moving that board back and forth so that the trailer weight is now more to the front tire or more to the back tire. So I moved it halfway, and speed's 102. Fine, except I want to stop here. At least come slow enough that I have the ability to stop. So I moved the fifth wheel, so it's halfway between the front and the back. And when I scaled in Vernon, my steers were 6,120 kilograms, which I feel comfortable going over any scale now at that weight. But I was still low on fuel, so I had to go fuel up. So I moved it so it's only 1/4 from the back. And we just drove over the scale here at the corner of Highway 5 and 16. And apparently they don't show the weights on that scale. It was open, so they let me go through, so I must be okay on weights, but I don't know. there's no numbers. How am I supposed to know? I could easily adjust the fifth wheel a little more to get it even closer, but I would like to know where my weights are. It's unusual that I'm overweight, and this time I'm overweight. I know my gauges, but I must have been parked at enough of an upslope angle that the gauges were not reading 100% accurate, and I was just a little bit over. And I'm not comfortable running over at all. I know some guys run over all the time. Especially this time of year, there's so many weight restrictions that I better be at 100% of weight restrictions. I've noticed the big oversized loads are all running with extra axles right now because of the weight restrictions. So I have no idea where my weights are because there's no numbers. Just had the regular sign of, going forward, moving back, stopping, bring papers, all those lights. I could just listen to the lights, and it just kept saying next axle, so I just slowly drove through. Either my weights are good or the guy's sleeping inside, so I wish I could see my numbers. Well, I'll have to wait another 150 kilometers to see my numbers. According to my GPS, there is a scale coming up. Alberta, I think that's probably an Alberta scale. Oh, that's probably the first scale into Alberta. That's probably what that's going to be. So we'll see what my numbers are there then, I guess. Look at the different colors in the rock there beside us. Got another sign for waterfall?
Yeah.
Cool. But you get the blacks and the different textures, the different shaly looks, and then more sandy, gravelly looks over here, and more browns and blacks, and the different. It's just kind of cool. But there's quite a few waterfalls down here, and we're once along on the Fraser River. I thought we left the Fraser River way behind us. Actually, we never saw the Fraser River today, because the Fraser River goes north along Highway 1 to Cache Creek and then goes Highway 97 all the way to Kamloops. And I guess it didn't occur to me that from Kamloops, the Fraser River runs east into the mountains here along Highway 16. Or the highways were built along the rivers. So I didn't know the river made like a 90-degree turn and then came east. The Fraser is quite small here. It's quite a small river up here. I mean, it's still a substantial river. Nothing like down by the coast where it's a massive waterway. Here the rocks on the side are completely different. These are more orangey, rusty look. So it must be a lot more steel in the... Not steel, metal, iron? Iron. I'm going with iron. More iron in these rocks. It's not growth on them, it's just the actual raw rocks. So, and there's green in here, lots of green, so it must be copper too. See, I'm learning from you, Cactus Vern Run. I could never pronounce that bird's name. I'll just call you Cactus. But yeah, there's lots of greens and oranges in there, so copper and iron, and those in them there rocks. What are you thinking?
Next thing is to learn trees.
Get to learn trees? Oh boy. There's different kinds of evergreens beside here. Look at that, they're mixed in. There's like, what, 3 different kinds here beside us.
I don't know the trees.
And those poplars aren't the white ones, poplars. I don't know. I don't know my trees. Not at all. I know nothing about trees. Birch?
There's evergreen and spruce. Pine.
Spruce, pine, hemlock. Who knows what we're looking at? I mean, I'm sure you guys probably do. They're trees. There's only two kinds of trees as far as I'm concerned. The ones that get undressed in the winter and the ones that don't.
That's the best way to look at it. I like that.
And here there is a tree that looks like an evergreen that people keep cutting down in their yard because they think it's died. But there are evergreens here in BC that are not evergreens. They lose all their needles in the winter. And I don't know what the name for those are. But they do exist. That's about my knowledge about trees.
So it should be the extended list.
Now I'm enjoying, oh, it's snowing. Those are snowflakes. They're melting as soon as they hit, but it's +9 out, so. But it's definitely snow up here. Yeah, you can definitely see the flakes as they splat on the windshield. Cool. I'm enjoying learning about geology right now. It's got me interested in plate tectonics and glaciers. Just how beautiful the world has been created. Absolutely gorgeous. More greens and oranges in here too. See the green sheen off of those rocks. Copper and iron. And of course we saw the black there earlier, so coal as well. Got a tanker truck catching up with us. Might be running empty or just lighter than us. Turn the radio up a bit just in case he wants to talk to us. Enjoying running through this during spring instead of in the middle of winter. So different. Okay, hopefully this is a fairly long passing lane so he can get past us without me having to slow down. so. Okay, he's pulling over. What's he driving? Peterbilt? Yeah, Peterbilt's passing us. Weird setup how his satellite is up top of the open top of the cab. I don't like it. Mine is kind of behind the cab. A lot more aerodynamic. So flammable, so probably fuel. Yeah, but it's in a container like might be like propane or probably a fuel in gas form. Yeah, just about the perfect length of passing lane for him. We're having a pretty good day. It's been nice. Overcast, but it's still beautiful, right? The clouds are high enough of a ceiling you can still enjoy the scenery. And they say the bears are out, so as I get the dash cam set up, if all of a sudden we get the chance of seeing a bear, I'll have it recorded. Just watch, see one this week, and that's it. See a lot of flickering light there. I don't know if it's flashing light or just someone has lights so loose that they're flickering. Some of the older vehicles, the lights are shaking loose and they flicker all over. No, it's actually flashing lights. Okay, so we got a wide load. Not much of a wide load, barely overhanging the edge. A crane, small crane, relatively small crane. Well, tanker truck, you must have a speed limiter at like 95 or something, because he's fairly slow on the straightaways. But he caught up on the climb, so I think there's some companies out there that they run their speed limiter at 95 kilometers. Especially if they're hauling hazardous materials. Looks like the sun wants to come out on top of those mountains. Way out there, snow-covered mountains, getting a little bit of sun. Bump. How big of a bump? He bounced pretty good. Not too bad. We're still bouncing from it. Casper, 66 kilometers. I'd say that's
Probably around 40 miles. So we got a big lake here beside us. This highway very often, and definitely not during the middle of the day. I think it's usually early morning or late at night, and driving straight into the sun, and usually the opposite direction. So it's just unique. We're seeing new scenery. It's just, I'm definitely thoroughly enjoying this trip. Once we get through these mountains, we'll be back in the flatlands. Must have been a forest fire came through here, because to my left-hand side there's a lot of burnt trees. Not necessarily burnt, but a lot of dead trees. Too old to know if they were burnt, I think. But turn that down again. I wonder what lake this is. Oh. Emerald Ridge, so there's mountains to the right-hand side or south side. It's called Emerald Ridge. Oh, my GPS says something lake. Gotta give it a little bit of time to get in view. I think it's going to say Moose Lake. Right now it says Oose Lake. Yep, Moose Lake. See a bridge over there. We're going over a bridge. It is so different going this direction. So very different going this direction. I don't know if I've ever gone this direction during the day before. I keep looking at our windshield and going, it's so clean. It's so rock chip free. I'm hoping to keep it rock chip free for more than 3 days, because that's how many days the last one lasted. About half a year ago we got a new windshield. Oh, there's another crane part. We've been seeing crane parts moving by all day. Here's the bridge. Is there a river coming in here, or? I don't think so. Oh, we're going over a railroad, that's why. Okay, got it. I see lots of holes in that lake where people have been ice fishing. There's nobody ice fishing on that now. You would fall right through that stuff. East end of Moose Lake. I could pull into there. Yeah. You can only get one Super B in there, but you can get one in there. The lake looks low too. There's still a lot of water to melt here, yeah. Hopefully it fills it up, but it doesn't seem like there's a lot of snow up here. So we still have 7.5 hours to drive to Nampa, Alberta. Take ourselves a half-hour break here somewhere, maybe at the next rest area. Take a break, stretch our legs, go for a little walk. Definitely have to put a jacket on. It's gonna be a little chilly out there. So yeah, quite enjoying Jasper. Well, we're not in Jasper yet. We're still in the, what's this, Mount Robertson Park, I think? I think we're still in the same park. I think it's a huge park. I think Moose Lake, whatever park Moose Lake's in, that's where we are. So quite enjoying this drive. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys in the flatlands.